Hey guys, today we're going to be talking about Samantha Ravndahl's new brand, AURIC. I placed an order on like the very first minute it was released because I knew it was going to be popular and sell out. So I do have one of the, I don't even know the name of this, the Glow Lust Radiant Luminizer. I did purchase it in the shade Selenite, which was, I think Morganite is the lightest. So this is like the second lightest. And then I did get all three of the eye duos. So we're going to be demoing all of this, and then I do have some comparison swatches towards the end because these eye duos remind me of something else. So we're going to get into all of that. I am going to be doing a demo of all three of these eye duos. So please send strength to my eyelids. All right, let's go ahead and get started with the Glow Lust Radiant Luminizer. And I had a little bit of an accident with my Glow Lust. So here it is. And why does it look askew, you ask? Because when I got it, I remember Samantha talked about how it was difficult to remove the cap. So I started kind of tugging at the cap and it wasn't coming off. It wasn't coming off. So finally I just took it like this and just tried to pull the cap off. And I thought I got it off, but what I actually had done instead was break the bottle at the neck there. I got product all over me, all over my kitchen table. I was like, I haven't even been working out. Like, what is going on? So anyway, unfortunately, I have broken this bottle of Glow Lust, and I emailed AURIC and they replied and I said, I don't know if there's anything you can do. And I know you're sold out at the moment, but this is what happened. I sent them a picture. Anyway, as soon as they restock, they're going to be sending me another one, which is great. So I am going to be using this as easily as I can, but I think I am going to throw this out once I'm done with this video because this bottle is glass and I don't know if any got in there, if there are any shreds in there or whatever. So I'm going to be very careful, but I did want to apply this for you. So anyway, I did get the shade Selenite, and we do have a 35 ml bottle here. It's 1.18 fluid ounces. I'll have all the information down below in my description box with like prices and stuff because I can never remember that, and a link to the site because it's like the Instagram account for AURIC is Glow by AURIC, and then I believe their website address is AURIC Cosmetics. So it's a little bit different. Anyway, I'll have it all down below in my description box. So what I'm gonna do with this glow, because you can use it in many, many different ways. It's one of those creamy liquid products that has a little bit of glow to it per its name. And you can add it to your foundation. You can add it to moisturizer. You can use it, I think, as a base. You can use it as a liquid highlighter. You can use it as your foundation. So because I really prefer like a light coverage base product, and because I do have dry skin, I do prefer, a glowy, moisturizing, light coverage, base product. I figured maybe this would be perfect just as foundation. So that's what we're gonna do. I don't have anything on my face, just, skincare. And we're just gonna go right in with this Glow Lust. So I'm going to, well, I can't hold it up and show you, but I'm just gonna kind of take some off of the pump here. I'm still laughing at this whole debacle. And of course I did in front of my husband. He was like, "You're like the Hulk, like what's going on?" I'm like, I don't know. Okay, so I just grabbed this much here, and let me actually show you a proper swatch of this product. So it does seem to have, and again, I'll do comparison swatches to some other similar things like the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless filter and some other products that I found in my collection. But this has like a certain density to it. I don't want to say that it seems like thicker, meaning it has like a little bit more coverage or anything like that. We'll be able to tell once we put it on, but it's just a little bit more dense than some of the other products that I have. Yeah, and it's like really, really creamy feeling, very buttery feeling, if you will. Actually feels really nice when I do this. I'm gonna go ahead and just spread this on with my fingers. I mean, I already have it on my hands, so I'm just gonna go with my fingers here. Oh wow, that is quite a bit of glow. I do like that. I think though, if you don't have dry skin, you probably don't want to use this all over your face. If you're worried about shine, you probably want to use this just as like a liquid highlight. So I'm just going to grab a little bit more here. Oh boy. Yes, okay. And just finish applying it. There it is, applied all over my face. It is really, really glowy. I mean, I think that's what we were expecting. I don't know that I would wear this all over my face as like a foundation because of the level of glow. I mean, unless I was going out, unless this was kind of like the look I was going for, or maybe I would use a little bit less. But I will say that the product itself, I do feel like has just a teensy bit of coverage, which is great. I mean, obviously we're not, you know, kind of covering up any discoloration around my eyes or any of like the deeper sunspots that I have, but I do feel like it's done a lot of evening out. I do feel like also the metallic sheen of it has helped kind of filter my skin as well. But I hope you guys can see how bright and glowy I look right now. It does feel really nice on the skin, and it definitely, yeah, it had that kind of like slick feeling to it. Actually, I have the box. I want to see if there's like squalane in here, because that's what, yes, one, two, the sixth ingredient in here is squalane, and that's what I was feeling. It has a certain like kind of thickness to it. Yeah, it's just kind of, it's not oily. I don't know, it's just squalane. It just has that very kind of unique kind of feel to it. So anyway, that is definitely what I felt and definitely what I feel on my skin. It feels very, very nice. Squalane is used a lot in skincare. And if I understand squalane properly, it's used in skincare as sort of like a balancing ingredient. So if your skin is dry, it helps moisturize it. And if your skin is oily, it helps oil production. Like it helps kind of like dampen oil production. So it's one of those like jack of all trades kind of ingredients, which is really, really cool. So anyway, that I think is what accounts for the texture of the product. So now that it's been on my skin for a while, yeah, it definitely feels a little tacky. So if you were to use it as a base, I think you probably would want to powder it. So I just pulled out my La Mer, the powder. I'm just going to throw some of this on. This has, you know, like a matte kind of finish. It doesn't really have any shimmer to it or anything. So I think this is going to be a nice complement to this. Like it'll properly kind of tamp down the shine of this product. I don't want to take away the magical highlight moment that's going on, so I'm just using a little bit of this powder just to set it down. Ooh, okay, now with a light dusting of powder, I'm really liking this finish. It looks a little bit more satiny versus like shiny. Okay, this is a really, really great pairing. Great, great pairing. The Glow Lust and then a little bit of powder on top. All right, so let me do a close-up now that I've, you know, powdered it, and this is kind of like the level of sheen that I don't mind. So I'm gonna do a close-up from my forehead down to my chin, just so you guys can get a better sense of how glowy this is and if it's for you. But I'm really, really liking this. Yeah, now that I have it powdered down a little bit, oh, I love the sheen. I think it looks beautiful. So I'm going to throw on some Tom Ford Fiber Brow Gel just to get my eyebrows in place here. They're looking a little crazy. All right, let's jump into her Smoke Reflect eyeshadows. So these are duo eyeshadows. There are 3 shades. I purchased all 3. So let me go ahead and just show you the packaging and the swatches, and then we'll get to the demo. So first, let's take a look at Defiance. And here is the packaging. So it's in like a glass pot, and then the upper part is plastic. And it says AURIC on the front and AURIC on the lid. And then each one flips up to show like a little topper shade, and then all of that screws off and it reveals the cream shadow underneath. So here is a close look at Defiance, the powder topper and the cream shadow. And here is a swatch of those two. The cream is on the left and the glitter topper's on the right. As you guys know, I love a one and done shadow, so I'm really excited to get these on my eyes. I'm gonna use my favorite cream eyeshadow brush, which is the Sonia G Worker 2 brush. All right, so I've got the cream shadow, I've got my Worker 2. I'm just gonna dip the brush in just a little bit. These cream shadows are a little bit on the softer side. They're not quite as like dry as the Ritual Defy that I've been loving, or the Chantecaille Mermaid eye colors. Those are a little bit on the drier side. So I feel like I have to be a little bit more careful with these. These are a little bit closer to like the Tom Ford and the Charlotte Tilbury. So anyway, I just picked up a little bit of product and just gonna lay that down all over. Now that I'm working with these don't seem as loose and creamy as like the Charlotte Tilbury and the Tom Ford. I feel like these are actually a little bit easier to work with, and it's taken me a while to kind of get it all under control and like where I want the product. This cream shadow doesn't seem to like spread quite as easily. This is so gross. Very easy to apply, very easy to blend out. I am loving these so far. And they do build up. I'm like adding a light second layer, and I feel like the color's getting, you know, deeper. So that's nice. It's not just kind of like moving everything around. Nice, 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 nice. Lovely. Okay. Oh, and just a quick note about the packaging. They do come with this like little cover. I don't know if you're meant to keep them, but because this is a cream product, I'm gonna kind of replace that. Maybe it'll help keep the moisture in. I'm gonna go into the glitter topper now. I'm just gonna use my finger. I always feel like with these kind of like hard pressed like glitter topper shades, the finger is always the best. And I'm just gonna tap some on inner corner and then onto the center. And I'm gonna leave the outer corner just the cream shade. Really nice, really, really pretty. I don't see any fallout from that glitter. Let me take a closer look. No, no, I don't see any fallout from that glitter. It's adhering nicely to that cream shadow. Yeah, everything just applied really, really beautifully. So there is Defiance on the lids, and because I'm gonna be, you know, eye swatching the rest of these, I'm not gonna put mascara and eyeliner on. I think that would just make too much of a mess. But let me throw on like a lipstick that I think would go really nicely with this. All right, I'm just gonna throw on one of my favorite nudes. This is the Bond No. 9 Gramercy Park. All right, let me go ahead and take this off and we'll move on to the next shade. Okay, next I want to try Ego. This is the most interesting shade. So here's a close-up of this duo, and here is a swatch of these two. And again, we have the cream on the left, the glitter topper on the right. And this is just such a cool, it's like a bluish, greenish, grayish, very cool toned kind of shade. It's very, very unique, very, very beautiful. And great for those cool tone lovers out there. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to grab my Sonia G Worker 2 brush. Thankfully, I have a bunch of these, and I'm going to go ahead and dip into the cream shadow and apply. Oh yeah, I hope you guys can see just how easy it is to apply. Really kind of foolproof, and I would even recommend these for beginners if maybe you've been a little gun shy about cream shadows. You, like myself, feel like sometimes they can just be kind of a mess, a muddy mess. These are really easy, really, really nice. And this one is building up nicely as well. I'm adding the second layer on right now. All right, so there is Ego, just the cream shadow down. Isn't that pretty? What a great one and done shadow. You know, if you're looking for something maybe slightly dramatic, not too much, I think this is a really nice, subtle, smoky eye. And so easy. I love how easy these are to use. All right, now I'm gonna go into the glitter topper. Again, I'm just gonna use my finger and I'm just gonna add that. Ooh, how pretty. Oh, how pretty. That really adds. Oh, this is a great pairing, these two. Look at that. Ooh, look at that shine. So with, without. Ooh. Wow, this one is fantastic. I love this one. I'm just gonna take the brush and just soften up those edges there. beautiful. So there is ego on the eyes, both the cream and the glitter topper. I love this one. This one is so cool. And in some lights it looks gray, some lights it looks green, some lights it looks like a metallic blue, like a really, really cool tone grayish blue. Oh, it's really neat. All right, so let me find a lipstick pairing for this one and then we'll move on to the next shade. All right, so this could be a big mistake. I don't know, but I thought maybe this could be a fun pairing. So I just pulled out the Chanel Rouge Allure Velvet in 247 Rouge Impulsif. This is the one that came out with the like little lion collection. And this is the very, very bright coral color. And I just thought maybe that could look really cool. We'll see. All right, well, definitely a look. I don't know. Maybe something I would get used to. I think they go together, but I don't know if I actually like it together on my face. But anyway, here is the Ego eye duo. All right, and last but not least, we have, oh gosh, which is the one I didn't, is it Defiance? No, that's the first one I did. Yeah, all right. It is, I think, Temper. Yes, this is the one we're gonna use now. So here is a close-up of the cream and glitter topper. And then here's some swatches. Again, the cream is on the left-hand side. We've got the glitter topper on the right. And this is a really pretty shade. The cream shadow is almost like a dusty rose, kind of mauve, cool tone color with a little bit of peach in there. And then the glitter topper is like a peachy champagne gold color. So it'll warm it up once you put the glitter on top, I think. We'll see once we get it on my eyes. So again, I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna use my Sonia G Worker 2 brush, go into the cream shadow. Oh, that's pretty. Ooh, this is great. Just like the others. Goes on like a dream really easily, blends out beautifully, smooth, everything, everything. Wow. These are wonderful. This color is so pretty. I'm sitting here thinking, which one's my favorite? Which one's my favorite? I really love them all. That Ego one, that smoky, grayish, bluish green color is great. The first one, which is a little bit more brown, is just really beautiful. This one is very pretty. This is probably the most feminine looking one. It has like a little bit of that pink in there. And I can't get over how easy it is to apply these cream shadows. They're like just dry enough, but also creamy enough so that they move and that they blend and everything, but not too much. I know I'm repeating myself, but this is really a wonderful formula. I'm loving it. So that's just the cream base down. And now I'm gonna go in with the glitter topper, again with my finger, and apply it to the inner corner here. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, so that is Temper down on the lids. I think I need like a juicy gloss with this one. What about this Chanel gloss? It has little bits of gold reflect in there. It's shade number 166, and it's just one of the regular Rouge Cocoa glosses. Let's try this one. All right, so those are all three of the Smoke Reflect Eye Duos. I swatched, hand swatched, and also the Selenite Glow Lust applied for you guys. Let's go ahead and jump into the comparison swatches. I'm gonna do what I did in my yesterday's video, in the Chanel video, where I kind of hold up what I'm gonna be comparing it to, and then I'll show you the arm swatches, but I'll read out what they are. So we're gonna go ahead and start with the Glow Lust. We're going to be comparing it to the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter in the shade number 2 Light. Next, we'll be comparing it to the By Terry Brightening CC Serum in Apricot Glow. And then we'll be comparing it to the Chanel Le Beige Sheer Healthy Glow Highlighting Fluid in Pearly Glow. So here are the swatches. The AURIC Selenite is all the way on the left. And then we have the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. And then we have the By Terry Brightening CC Serum and Apricot Glow. And then finally we have the Chanel Pearly Glow all the way on the right. The Chanel and the By Terry both are a much thinner formula. The shades are also pretty off. So the Pearly Glow is a much, whiter, brighter kind of highlight, and the By Terry Apricot Glow is actually a little bit more orange. The Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter is just a little bit thinner than the AURIC. It is, it's creamy, and it's much creamier than the other two, but it's still not quite as creamy as the AURIC, and I think it's that squalane that's in the formula. So that's kind of like the texture difference. And then in terms of shade, the shade is, is similar, but yeah, there's just a lot more of a silvery kind of sheen to the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. When I try and use that as just a foundation, it is much too like Tin Man looking. Even when I try and powder on top, I just don't think I can pull it off. Where with the AURIC, after I powdered it, I think it looks like great. It just looks like a really nice glowy base. So those are the comparisons for the Glow Lust. All right, next let's move on to the Smoke Reflect Eye Duo comparisons, and I'm going to start with Defiance, and I'm only going to be comparing them to the Tom Ford Eye Color Duos because those are just the most similar. And if any of you have these Tom Ford Eye Duos, as soon as you got these AURIC Smoke Reflex, I'm sure you immediately thought of them. Same kind of idea. It has a flip top lid and everything. So anyway, we're going to start with Defiance, and then we're going to compare that to Naked Bronze. Then we'll compare it to Fleur Neige, and then Young Adonis. So here are the swatches. You can see that the Naked Bronze is, I guess, probably the closest, and that's the only one out of the Tom Ford duos that you can still get. All of the other ones were limited edition. So you can see that the Fleur Neige and the Young Adonis both are cooler in tone, and the topper shades are much more silvery. Next, I only had one comparison for the Ego shade, and that is the Tom Ford Emerald Isles. This is another limited edition shade that you can't get anymore, and mine is actually very, very old, and I'm going to be decluttering this once I'm done with this video because the cream it's like growing things. The Emerald Isle is, it's what came to mind, but it is quite different. It is like a smoky green. There's no real kind of like gray or blue to it. It's a pretty kind of solid green, and then the topper is like a very yellow gold. So it is quite different from Ego. And then lastly, let's make some comparisons to Temper. So I'll be comparing it to Golden Peach, Paradiso, and then Reflection. And again, all of these are Tom Ford duos. So here, all of the Tom Ford duos are, a little bit different, especially the Golden Peach and the Paradiso. They're much peachier, much warmer, and they don't really have that contrast that Temper does between the cream and the glitter, which I think makes it really special. The last shade that I compared it to, the Reflection shade, is interesting because the cream shadow is lighter and then the topper shade is deep. So it's kind of like a flip of Temper. So similar but different. All right, well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I appreciate it so much, and a huge congratulations to Samantha Ravndahl for this gorgeous collection. I felt like when I watched her announcement video for this, it was like she had created it for me. I was like, oh my God, like a liquid highlight that can be used as like a base or mixed in, something really versatile, and then these like one and done eyeshadows. I was like falling over myself. I couldn't wait to order this, and I'm happy to report I love everything. Those Smoke Reflect duos are incredible. Absolutely incredible. I think everything is sold out at the moment, but I believe they're going to be restocking. I'm sure they're going to be restocking as soon as they can. So fingers crossed you can get your hands on some if you're interested, and I really hope she comes out with more of these Smoke Reflex. They're just mwah, like absolutely gorgeous. Thank you guys again for tuning in, and subscribe down below if you haven't already. I'll see you in my next video.